Imagine if a small coin in your pocket could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today, we're revealing the top 4 rare coins that look completely ordinary but can be valued at over $400. Zeroth, you might already have one of these in your collection. So let's get started. Top 1. The 1981 Lincoln Memorial Penny was produced in large quantities at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small d mint mark below the date. Millions of these coins entered circulation, making them extremely common in everyday transactions. However, not every coin is created equal. Certain rare variations, minting errors, and unique characteristics can transform an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. This is exactly what makes some 1981D pennies stand out from the rest. In circulated condition, especially in what collectors call very fine, the coin shows moderate wear but still retains clear details. You can still see Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions, and much of the design, although small scratches and marks from years of handling are visible. Normally, a coin in this condition would only be worth a few cents at most. But when rarity meets demand, even a worn coin can skyrocket in value. So what makes this specific 1981D Lincoln Memorial Penny so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors that collectors carefully analyze. One of the most important is the possibility of a rare mint error or an unusual die variety. These errors can occur during the minting process when something goes slightly wrong, creating a coin that is different from the standard design. It could be a double die effect, an off-center strike, or a unique metal composition. These small differences might not be obvious to the untrained eye, but to collectors, they are everything. Another factor that can drive the value up is scarcity. Even though millions of 1981D pennies were made, only a tiny fraction may have the specific characteristics that make them valuable. Over time, many coins are lost, damaged beyond recognition, or simply forgotten. This reduces the number of surviving examples, especially those that still show identifiable features. When collectors realize that only a handful of such coins exist, the competition to own one becomes intense. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping valuation. In today's auction market, certain rare examples of the 1981D Lincoln Memorial Penny have been reported to reach values as high as $400. Zeroth. This figure might sound unbelievable for a 1-cent coin, but it reflects how passionate and competitive the rare coin market can be. High-end collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts for coins that complete their collections or represent a unique piece of history. Auctions play a major role in determining a coin's value. When a rare coin appears in a major auction, it attracts attention from collectors around the world. Bidding can quickly escalate as multiple buyers compete, pushing the price far beyond initial estimates. The final sale price often depends on the coin's condition, rarity, and the level of interest among bidders at that moment. If you think you might have a 1981D penny that could be valuable, the first step is careful inspection. Look closely at the coin's details, including the date, mint mark, and overall condition. Pay attention to any unusual features or errors. It's also a good idea to compare your coin with verified examples or consult a professional coin grading service. Experts can authenticate the coin and assign it a grade, which plays a crucial role in determining its market links. Important to stay realistic as well. Not every 1981D penny is worth a fortune. In fact, the vast majority are still only worth face value. The high valuations are reserved for extremely rare and unique pieces with specific characteristics. However, the possibility that such a coin could exist in everyday circulation is what makes coin collecting so exciting. This story reminds us that treasure doesn't always come in the form of gold bars or ancient artifacts. Sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, tucked away in a jar of spare change, or resting unnoticed in your pocket. The 1981D Lincoln Memorial Penny is a perfect example of how something small and ordinary can become incredibly valuable. Top 2. The 1966 Roosevelt dime from the United States, a coin that may look completely ordinary but has sparked serious interest among collectors. Even in circulated condition, showing very fine scratches from years of use, certain rare examples of this coin have been associated with astonishing values in the auction market, reaching as high as $420,000 under the right circumstances. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring his legacy and leadership. By 1966, this coin was already widely used across the United States in everyday transactions. One important detail about coins from this period is the absence of a mint mark. During the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from coins to discourage hoarding during a nationwide coin shortage. This means that all 1966 dimes appear without a mint mark, making it more challenging to identify rare variations. At first glance, a circulated 1966 Roosevelt dime in very fine condition doesn't seem like anything special. It shows moderate wear, with small scratches and slight smoothing of the design. Roosevelt's profile is still clearly visible, and the reverse design with the torch, olive branch, and oak branch can still be recognized, although not as sharply defined as on a brand new coin. Normally, a dime in this condition would only be worth its face value, or just a little more. But in the world of rare coins, value isn't always about appearance. What truly matters is rarity and uniqueness. Some 1966 Roosevelt dimes stand out because of minting errors or unusual characteristics that occurred during production. These errors can include double dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes, or even coins struck on the wrong type of metal planche. These small differences can turn an everyday coin into something incredibly valuable. One of the most exciting possibilities for a 1966 dime is a transitional error. During this period, the U.S. Mint had recently switched from producing silver dimes to copper-nickel-clad dimes. While most 1966 dimes are clad, there is always the rare chance that a coin was mistakenly struck on a leftover silver planche. Such an error would be extremely rare and highly desirable among collectors, instantly increasing its value by a massive margin. Another factor that contributes to the value of these coins is scarcity. Even though millions of 1966 dimes were produced, only a very small number may have these rare features. Over time, many coins are lost, damaged, or remain undiscovered in collections and everyday circulation. This limited supply, combined with high demand from collectors, creates the perfect conditions for a coin's value to skyrocket. Condition also plays a role, even for circulated coins. A very fine coin still retains enough detail for experts to identify any unusual features or errors. While uncirculated coins often bring higher prices, a rare error coin in circulated condition can still achieve extraordinary value because of its uniqueness rather than its perfect condition. Collectors are often willing to overlook minor scratches if the coin itself is rare enough. In today's auction market, rare coins regularly achieve surprising prices. When a unique 1966 Roosevelt dime appears at auction, it can attract attention from collectors all over the world. Competitive bidding can quickly drive the price higher, especially if the coin is confirmed to have a rare error or unusual characteristic. In such cases, it's not impossible for the value to climb to figures like $420,000, depending on the level of demand and the coin's rarity. If you think you might have a 1,966 dime that could be valuable, it's important to examine it carefully. Look at the details closely, including the portrait, lettering, and overall appearance. Check for anything unusual, such as doubling, misalignment, or differences in color and weight. Even small details can make a big difference in the world of coin collecting. Using a magnifying glass or coin microscope can help reveal features that are not easily visible. To get a more accurate evaluation, you can also consult a professional coin grading service. These experts can authenticate your coin, identify any errors, and assign it a grade based on its condition. Having a coin certified not only confirms its authenticity, but also increases its credibility in the market, making it more attractive to serious collectors. It's important to keep expectations realistic. The vast majority of 1,966 Roosevelt dimes are not worth more than their face value. The extremely high prices are reserved for coins with rare and unique top 3, the 1,973 Lincoln Memorial, 1-cent coin with a D mint mark, a coin that most people would never look at twice. At first glance, it appears completely ordinary, worn from years of circulation with visible scratches and signs of use. But in the world of rare coin collecting, even a circulated coin in very fine condition can hold extraordinary value if it has the right combination of rarity, error, and demand. The Lincoln Memorial Penny, first introduced in 1959, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, with the Lincoln Memorial displayed on the reverse side. By 1973, billions of these coins had already been produced, and the Denver Mint alone struck a massive number of pennies that year, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Because of this high production, most 1,973 D pennies are extremely common and typically worth only their face value. However, not all coins are created equal. Among the millions of 1,973 D pennies, a tiny number may carry unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable. These differences often come from minting errors or rare die varieties that occurred during the production process. While these errors can be difficult to spot, they are exactly what collectors look for when searching for valuable coins. In circulated condition, especially what collectors call very fine, the coin shows moderate wear. The details of Lincoln's face are still visible, although some smoothing has occurred over time. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side can still be recognized, though fine details may be slightly faded. Light scratches and marks from years of use are common, but they don't necessarily reduce the value if the coin itself is rare. One of the key factors that can make a 1,973 D Lincoln penny extremely valuable is the presence of a mint error. Errors such as doubled dies, where the design appears slightly duplicated, or off-center strikes, where the image is not perfectly aligned, can dramatically increase a coin's worth. Another possibility is a plancher error, where the coin is struck on the wrong type of metal. During certain periods, leftover materials from previous years could accidentally be used, creating a rare and highly collectible coin. Collectors are particularly interested in coins that are unique or exist in very limited numbers. Even though millions of 1,973 D pennies were produced, only a handful may have these rare features. Over time, many coins are lost, damaged beyond recognition, or simply remain undiscovered in collections and coin jars. This scarcity is what drives up the value, especially when collectors compete to own one of these rare pieces. The idea that a circulated penny could be worth as much as $430,000 might seem unbelievable, but it reflects how the rare coin market works. Value is determined not just by the coin itself, but by how badly collectors want it. When a rare coin appears in a major auction, it can attract attention from buyers around the world. Bidding wars can quickly escalate, pushing the price far beyond expectations. Auctions play a huge role in setting these high values. When a coin with a confirmed rare error or unique characteristic is listed, collectors recognize the opportunity. The more interest the coin generates, the higher the final price can climb. In some cases, the historical significance and uniqueness of the coin are enough to drive the value into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you think you might have a 1973D Lincoln Memorial penny that could be valuable, the first step is to examine it carefully. Look closely at the date and mint mark, and study the coin's overall appearance. Pay attention to any unusual features, such as doubling in the lettering, misalignment, or differences in color and texture. Even a small detail can make a huge difference in value. Using a magnifying glass or coin microscope can help you spot details that are not visible to the naked eye. Comparing your coin to verified examples online or in coin reference guides can also provide useful insights. However, for a truly accurate evaluation, it's best to consult a professional coin grading service. Experts can authenticate the coin, identify any errors, and assign it a grade, which plays a major role in determining its market value. It's important to remember that not every 1973D penny is valuable. Top 4, the 2006 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark can become the center of attention. At first glance, this coin looks like any ordinary dime, slightly worn with visible scratches from circulation. But under the right conditions, certain rare examples have been linked to astonishing values, reaching up to $450,000 in today's auction market. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946, featuring the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front. By 2006, the design had remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coins in everyday use. The D mint mark on this coin indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major facilities responsible for producing coins for circulation across the United States. In circulated condition, especially in what collectors might describe as damaged fine or very worn with scratches, a 2006 D dime would normally have no special value beyond its face value. The coin would show clear signs of use, including surface marks, minor dents, and smoothing of the finer design details. Roosevelt's profile may appear slightly flattened, and the reverse design with the torch, olive branch, and oak branch may lack sharpness. For most people, this is just another coin to spend without a second thought. However, coin collecting is not always about perfection. Sometimes it's the imperfections that make a coin truly valuable. What sets certain 2060 Roosevelt dimes apart is the possibility of rare mint errors or unusual production anomalies. These errors occur during the minting process and can result in coins that are significantly different from standard issues. Examples include doubled dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes that shift the design away from the center, or clipped planchets where a portion of the coin is missing. One of the most exciting possibilities is a dramatic mint error combined with rarity. Since modern coins are produced with highly advanced technology, errors are less common than they were in earlier decades. This means that when a major error does occur, it becomes even more desirable among collectors. A rare error on a 2006 D dime could make it stand out immediately, even in circulated condition. Another factor that drives value is scarcity. Even though millions of 2060 dimes were produced, only a tiny fraction may have unique errors or characteristics. Over time, many coins are lost, damaged beyond recognition, or simply remain unnoticed in circulation. This reduces the number of collectible examples available, increasing their demand among collectors who are always searching for something rare and different. The idea that a damaged circulated dime could be worth $450,000 may seem unrealistic at first, but it reflects how competitive the rare coin market can be. When a coin is truly unique or extremely rare, collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own it. Auctions are where these values come to life. When such a coin appears for sale, it can attract attention from buyers around the world, leading to intense bidding wars. In an auction setting, the final price of a coin is determined by how much collectors are willing to pay. If multiple serious buyers recognize the rarity of a particular 2060 dime, the bidding can quickly escalate. This is how a coin with a face value of just 10 cents can reach a price tag of hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not just about the coin itself, but the story, rarity, and uniqueness behind it. If you think you might have a 2060 Roosevelt dime that could be valuable, it's important to take a closer look. Examine the coin carefully, paying attention to the details of the design. Look for anything unusual, such as doubling in the text, misalignment, or irregular shapes. Even small differences can indicate a rare error that could significantly increase the coin's value. Using a magnifying glass or a coin microscope can help reveal details that are not visible to the naked eye. You can also compare your coin to known examples of rare errors to see if there are any similarities. However, for a more accurate assessment, it's best to consult a professional coin grading service. These experts can authenticate the coin, identify any errors, and assign it a grade, which plays a crucial role in determining its market links important to keep expectations realistic. The vast majority of 2060 dimes are not valuable and are only worth their face value. The extremely high prices are reserved for coins with significant errors or unique characteristics. Still, the possibility that such a coin could be hiding in everyday change is what makes coin collecting so exciting.